final season. So they were like, "Oh, Superman and Lois is doing pretty well, so let's try and get some of that fan base over to watch Supergirl for its last season." I don't think it worked because I don't see anybody talking about Supergirl. But yeah, this one came out, Superman and Lois episode 6, and another solid episode. This season has been absolutely brilliant, Casey. I think you should definitely give it a watch, or at least a binge watch when the season ends, because I think you will enjoy it, and it takes inspiration from Man of Steel, Smallville, the older Superman movies as well. So like I think there's something there for everybody, and it's not just about Tyler Hoechlin being Superman; it's about him being a father. These two sons as well. One of them has powers, one of them doesn't. Being a husband as well, stuff like that, and you feel for the character big time. But in this episode, we have a character, Ty, who is in high school. And a few episodes ago, he kind of started getting these powers where he's able to vibrate really fast or run really fast and stuff. He couldn't really control it, but he was sent off to what we were told as viewers is a school for kind of the gifted, so like a Charles Xavier school for the gifted. So he went away there, and we thought everyone was okay. But in this episode, he returns to attack Superman's kid, who also has powers, because in episode 1, one of the kids let off a blast, like a X-ray beam at a party, and somehow this tag character got the powers in that moment. So he blames Jordan, Superman's son, for it. He wants some answers because it's all on video. He can see it comes from Jordan, and he attacks him. Then Superman comes and saves him, and Tag runs off, and he runs across these train tracks, and the train tracks kind of break up. The metal kind of goes off track, and the train's about to crash. Superman comes in and catches the train just before it's about to crash, and uses his red beam, his laser beam, to melt the metal back down into place so that he can place the train on the tracks and it goes off safely. That was a pretty cool scene. That's just the opening sequence. In this episode, we have kind of Lois Lane, who's investigating this big corporate businessman who has come to Smallville to set up a business, and he's providing jobs. So the whole community loves him, but his past ventures in business are very shady. He goes to communities, he takes the soul out of communities in terms of he gives people work, but then he leaves when they need him the most, and he goes with all the money, and they have nothing left. So she's investigating him, but also she's being helped by a guy who is Captain Luthor from a different alternate timeline. And in his timeline, evil Superman existed and wiped out humanity. And he comes to our Earth to stop the Superman we know, Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. But in that other alternate timeline, he was married to Lois Lane. So it's kind of a cool kind of storyline that's going on there. He comes to our Earth because he plans on fighting Superman, but he gives Lois a fake name. He tells her that he's a reporter as well, and he's investigating this big businessman. So them two are working together with that. Then you have the two sons, Jonathan and Jordan, who are getting ready for a big football game against Metropolis, their old school. And then Superman himself is dealing with trying to be a parent and Superman. So that's basically what the episode is about. And Tag Harris, the character I was talking about, has the kind of vibration powers. He is looking for answers, so he's kind of causing a bit of destruction, but he doesn't mean to because he can't control his powers. That's basically what this episode is about. And Tyler Hoechlin, I think, is a great Superman. Many people think that he's not good enough. He's not as good as Henry Cavill, but he doesn't have to be. He's doing his own thing. And I like him. I think with the right material, he could have been something great. I think this is the right material. This episode was awesome. Like each episode, the VFX and CGI isn't being used as much. Maybe it's a budget reason, but I don't mind it too much because the characters are interesting. I like just being with these characters and seeing them go through these kind of struggles and stuff like that. So even though episode 1 and 2 of this season had more fights, had more effects and things like that, it was cool to watch. And now it's limited, probably because of the budget. But I don't mind because the story is interesting, it's engaging, and to see Superman trying to be Superman and also be a parent, but one son has powers, the other doesn't, and trying to deal with that is pretty cool. And Lois Lane isn't just an anchor, isn't just a love interest, isn't just a wife. She has her own storyline going on as well. So, like the other way in some shows, there's a certain storyline that you think is boring, that you don't like, and you want to get back to the main character, the main antagonist. In this, I actually don't mind the scenes that don't have Superman. I like the scenes with Lois Lane, with Captain Luthor, with Morgan Edge, the big corporate businessman, the two sons. So I don't mind it. I think it's well written, and hopefully this keeps on for the rest of the season. And I think there's 16 episodes this season. We're on episode 6 now. So
16.
Okay, I'm
wow.
I think so. So yeah, I'm loving it, and the suit looks cool. And there's also this kind of big mystery as well. because Captain Luthor came to our Earth, and in his Earth, Superman goes evil, and he's wearing the black suit, and he destroys humanity, he kills it kills the people of Earth. So I like to see this Captain Luthor, to see what his plan really is. So I think it's a nice spin to things, and it's a really good show. You should give it a shot. I think everyone should give this a shot because it's not the Flash terrible visual effects that we see now lately, or Arrow kind of declined in quality. At the moment, this is top tier stuff, and it's the most viewed show on CW. So hopefully, it stays that way.
Yeah, that's the thing that's preventing me. Hopefully it stays that way. Because because all the other shows, they were awesome in the beginning, and then even Supergirl, I liked the first season, and the I think I liked the second season as well. But then even Legends of Tomorrow, everything that they were all great in the beginning, and then they kept turning out fillers and all that stupid shit, the
Yeah,
CW shit, and it's just so hard for me to get interested in this.
yeah, and like even I think it's Lana, Lana, the other kind of love interest that Superman had as well when he was younger, when he went to school and stuff. She's in it as well, and she has interesting storylines with her husband, and her daughter Sarah is kind of a love interest for one of Superman's kids, Jordan. So, like every single character in this show has something interesting about them. They have depth, they have character development, and it doesn't need the big action. It really doesn't. And it was cool to see it in episode 1 and episode 2 with Captain Luthor versus Superman and stuff like that. But me, it doesn't anchor itself on action. It anchors itself on the story, on how well written it is, and the mystery that's added to it as well. There's also a bit of friction as well because Lois Lane's father is a big military general officer. He works with Superman. Like it's funny because he likes Superman, but he doesn't like Clark Kent, the man who's married to his wife. He knows the identity, but he doesn't like him. So I think that's pretty cool. He you can just see him. Superman, we need your help. Superman comes and he saves the day. And then if he meets him like at family dinner or something like that, he's kind of giving him a tough time. He respects him as Superman, but he doesn't respect him as a person, which I think is very interesting. But he doesn't trust Superman either. There's kind of another side storyline there that was hinted at as well that he might maybe turn on Superman because Captain Luthor was able to tell him in my world. So I think there's a lot of Bruce Wayne like Batman plans in place. If this Superman goes rogue, they have some ideas. But and also another thing that I like about the show is that it's not the villain of the week. You know, in Smallville, it used to be this week we've got this villain here who can freeze things, and in this episode here we've got a girl who eats people or something like that. Remember that there was an episode with Amy
CW
Adams.
tropes.
Yeah, stuff like that. Or even in the Flash and Arrow, villain of the week.
Yeah.
You know, Bill the Butcher, stuff like that. So in this show, there isn't that. There's maybe one villain in this episode, but the next episode is a family kind of situation or something with the government or something like that. I think it's pretty cool. I like it.
Nice. Where did that go? Okay, yeah. John the Hermit says, "Do you think the evil Superman take will make people reconsider their hate for BVS?" No. Because look, people hate BVS not just because they don't get it. There are several reasons, and different people hate it for different reasons. And the old it doesn't make sense, and why is Superman evil, and all those stuff were present during 2016, 2017, and all that. But right now the hate I'm seeing is mainly due to them calling the plot out. They're just saying that the plot is not good enough. That's just basically what they're saying. So it has nothing to do with evil Superman or stuff like that. Because
Yeah,
the comic people who say that Superman shouldn't look angry and he should smile and all that, all that is there already in BBS, and then in Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. So I don't think those complaints are valid anymore. So people are just changing the goalpost. They'll just still hate at the no, they'll still hate the movie because you know how it is. Once they start hating it when it came out, they just forever want to hate it because they don't want to feel wrong. You know, so
yeah. I think
that
we've
plays a part.
like over the past decade, we've had loads of games or shows or movies that have shown Superman as evil. You know, like in Batman v Superman, there was the evil Superman nightmare sequence. We had a similar one in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but don't forget Infinite, the crossover of Infinite Earths, Brandon Routh came in as a Kingdom Come Superman who was kind of evil as well. You know, we've had it with Tyler Hoechlin at times. We've had it now in this episode as well. There's one scene in particular where Superman is trying to stop the character Tag, who has the vibration powers, because he kidnapped a person in the episode, and he's trying to talk him over. He's like, "I'll help you. Just trust me." And then the Tag character's like, "Last time I trusted you, I ended up in this place, and they were kind of experimenting on me, and they were giving me a tough time and stuff. You know, so how can I trust you?" And Superman goes, "Look, I'll make sure this time." But the army come in, and they have orders to shoot on sight, and they have Kryptonian kind of bullets or something like that. And Superman flies in to save Tag, so he doesn't get hit by it, and he gets hit by kryptonite, and he falls to the ground, and then he goes angry, and his eyes go red and stuff like that. It was a pretty badass scene. It was pretty cool. But like what I'm saying is, even in the games, we've had the evil Superman angle as well. I don't think that's a problem for people. I think it's more they don't like the overall kind of story of Superman. And
Yeah.
like if Superman in Batman v Superman was the Christopher Reeve Superman, but only for that one moment in the nightmare sequence he was evil, I think people would, you know, the general consensus would be, oh, it's still Superman. But that's, you know, I don't think that's the problem with Batman v Superman or
Yeah.
Snyder's vision. I just think it's they don't think he's hopeful enough, even though deep
And
down he really is.
and a lot of people just want a, Marvel like universe. It's just simple as that. They think BVS was overstuffed based on the Marvel standard, because the second movie having so much in it, they feel like that is overstuffed. But that was not supposed to be how it
Yeah,
goes. It was just a 5 movie arc and it was going to be over. So I think they just wanted the 20 movie, 25 movie universe, and they just wanted every character to have solo movies and the movies to be simpler, not that much complex, and building up to Darkseid in later movies, not now, and all that. There's plenty of reasons. It's just
yeah. I
weird.
want to. Yeah, it's and there's kind of an agenda against Snyder. Even today, I seen stuff because some of his song choices
If
in Army of the
BVS was
Dead.
made by someone else,
Yeah, I think a lot of it is. Yeah,
yeah.
it's. I just think there's an agenda against the man. We all like him, and we all know like what he's trying to do and stuff. Just the way they have. I think if Christopher Nolan was the director of Man of Steel, it might be taken a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And that's not just me being a Snyder fanboy. I think that's just the plain
Yeah,
reality of it. You know,
it's just, yeah, we're not speaking like from a Snyder fanboy angle. It's just how it is. Like, people just don't like the guy. What can we do? There's literally no
yeah,
reason
yeah,
for it,
exactly.
for that. They just
Yeah,
don't like him.
yeah, 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 exactly. But what I like about in this series is that it's its own thing. It's not related to the CW world yet. It doesn't have references towards Flash or Supergirl. Now, maybe they will at some stage. I hope they don't. I hope they keep it as its own universe. And I hope the only hero is Superman, because I think it's a lot more cooler. And that's something that's very rare nowadays, because it's very rare that you have a world that just has one superhero. Why can't it just be Superman and maybe his son at some stage, Superboy? But it doesn't tie in. There's actually a scene deleted. The showrunner um, really revealed that the actress that plays Supergirl is Melissa Bonet or something like that. Or I forget her name.
Melissa Benoist.
She was that's probably it. Yeah, she was supposed to kind of cameo in Superman and Lois in terms of a picture. So there's going to be a picture of Lois Lane and Superman and Supergirl. Now I don't know if she was supposed to be Supergirl in the actual picture, or it was just a relative cousin who doesn't have powers. I don't know, but that was cut out. They said it was over runtime issues. I'm guessing that picture didn't take up too much runtime, so maybe they thought to themselves it's best just to leave this show be its own self-contained thing.
Yeah, I actually liked Melissa's portrayal of the character. The writing and the show, just the choices, all that shit I didn't like, but she was great as Supergirl. So I mean, it wouldn't be bad if she cameos in the Superman and Lois show. But again, they'll do the same thing. Like, they'll just prop up Supergirl, and by doing that, they'll just bring Superman down. So that's the reason they need to be separate.
Yeah, I just hope it stays to be its own thing, because there's such an interesting dilemma with his sons. Because as I said, one of them has Superman powers, the other one doesn't. Now I do think eventually that the other character, Jonathan, will end up getting powers. Now I think there's such an interesting story to tell there. Like that, I think in time that other son will be jealous of his brother because he has Superman powers. I think that could be a thing. You maybe because in this world, Captain Luthor, Lex Luthor is kind of different. He's a black character who comes from a different Earth. Imagine if his son ended up being kind of a Lex Luthor. Like, I think there's interesting stories that you could end up telling in this world right now because of his two sons and the way he is. He's getting a little bit older as well, and I just think there's a lot of ways to go with this show, and it's already green lit for season two. It's the most viewed CW show. It's the most viewed CW show on the app, the CW app as well. So it's in terms of the superhero shows. So it's doing pretty well for itself.
Awesome. And here we have Scott McClellan, who is going to be hopefully, hopefully he makes it in time. Going to be a guest on our show on the later half when we are discussing the
Awesome.
merger and Army of the Dead and all that. So
Yeah.
we are the jokers that you said yes to, Scott.
So who's the real Joker? If you said yes to the Joker.
Exactly. I think Diggle is showing up as Green Lantern.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Are they doing
But
something with that,
that's all.
or was that just a tease?
I don't know. Is that the character from Arrow?
Yeah, John Diggle, the guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember the scene. He was kind of He was. I don't know if it's going to happen in Superman and Lois. That'd be cool to do it because it was kind of something that was teased but never really it was never fully brought through. So yeah, why not bring him in? That'd be cool. Maybe do something. I know people would probably lose their mind if they
Yes.
did a similar thing to what Zack Snyder had to do because that's what it seems like everyone's doing is taking Snyder's ideas. But to bring him in like that would be cool, and you could also reinvent the character. This is a new world, and maybe he acts a little bit differently, more of a serious one. He was always kind of serious, but I think, yeah, you could definitely do that. That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that too much as long as they don't say, "Oh, this guy's Green Lantern, but over here we've got 60 more heroes that are ready to come into this." Keep it small enough.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. And make sure to tell me when that happens because I don't want to watch the whole show. Just send me the scene and I'll watch it.
I bet you now there's going to be a scene that you'll see coming up later on this season, and you'll be like, "Oh, this looks cool. I'm going to watch it now."
Nah,
I bet you there's going to be a scene that stands out to you.
nah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully, but right now I literally have like zero interest, not even 1%. So it's just
I look forward to each episode every week. It's like a comfort. I don't know. It's really like comforting to watch these characters just live and just see them interact with each other. I don't know. It's a real comfort to me. I look forward to each episode, and I was annoyed it took a 2.5 month break. I was like, what am I going to do every Tuesday now? So
now
I'm glad it's back.
if that show they turned the show into garbage later on. You love it so much now. How would you feel then?
Yeah,
That
I just don't see
that
them.
feeling is not what I
Maybe
want.
season
That's why I'm not watching it.
maybe season two, but I don't see this season being a train wreck. I just right now it's too good of a setup right now.